Hello there.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic.
Do or do not erase your threat.
I don't mind sand.
Please pass time only now. Lead the way. The Force will be with you. Always. I wanna buckle up, baby. Most impressive.
I'm a Jedi. This is where the fun begins.
Hi, welcome back to That's Just Crait, the show where we talk about everything Crait about a galaxy far, far away. Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Limited time special.
He's here somehow.
Dang it! I knew
I wasn't gonna say it.
there was no way that it wasn't gonna happen. Yeah.
Dude, I had one
I'm
ready
back.
to go as soon as you said that you could hop on.
You had it in the chamber. Yeah.
I did. I was
knew it,
ready.
and,
Locked and loaded.
he didn't text, and I was like, I know that he's saving it for the moment, but I'm
You know
back
me too well.
temporarily. I would say temporarily. I've been very busy with schoolwork lately and just work in general. So I've had like zero time to do all this. But I'm here today, and I'm going to make it count.
Yay.
So hi, I'm
I
Logan.
missed you, Logan.
He's
I'm
back.
Logan. If you are just tuning in and you haven't seen like the past 4 episodes where I haven't been here or something like that, yeah, I'm part of the podcast too. Hey guys.
Well, Logan, it's
Welcome
great
back.
to have you back. You've been very much
Thanks.
missed on the podcast.
Yes, you have.
I know. I read all the comments of people being like, "Where's Logan?"
Logan?
Yeah, I've been lost in Peridia.
Yep.
I was trying to stop Thrawn, but he just kind of got away. He slipped through my fingertips. But yeah, I'm here now. How's everybody doing?
Hannah, I'll let you go
All right,
first.
I'll go first.
Oh, well.
Go ahead. Hannah.
I'm good.
Go ahead.
It's been November is a very busy month. If you're a horse professional, because sometimes you have people trying to cram in lessons before the holidays, or sometimes everybody's just gone, and you have to take care of their animals for them, which is what I've been doing. So this week in particular, I'm farm sitting right now for one person, and then the day after she gets back, I'm farm sitting again for the barn I work at. And Rookie just had surgery, so I have to take care of him. So I'm just really busy.
All right.
Oh, yeah. How did that
many,
go, if you don't
how
mind
many
me
horses
asking?
are you like?
Rookie surgery
You
went really
just
good. It did go
She got
good.
with 2 questions like back to back.
He literally
Yeah,
just
yeah.
got,
I just didn't finish.
he just got home today as we're recording this, so hopefully he
That's good.
continues to improve.
That's good.
What was your
Yeah.
question, Logan?
Oh, I said, how many like horses are you like farm sitting for?
The barn
Or-
I'm doing right now, she has 6, and they're all retired. And then the farm that I work at, we have 9 right now. And then I have 2 of my own, so I'll always add 2
Mhm.
onto whatever I'm taking care of.
That sounds like a nightmare.
A lot.
But
It's just, it consumes
yeah.
most of my day.
it sounds really expensive.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Well, I hope
Hannah,
it goes well. How long are you sitting for again?
This barn I'll be done Thursday, but then I'm doing the barn I work at Friday through Sunday. So
Okay.
Okay.
literally my whole week.
Hopefully it smooths out.
Yes. Thankfully the weather's
Yeah.
okay. So usually that's the big kicker is if there's bad weather, but should be okay.
Mm-hmm. Hasn't been too
Nice.
cold.
Mm-mm.
Glad to hear it.
I see you
Jacob?
showing off the Georgia Bulldogs Cup.
Yeah, I was about to point that
You
out. I
guys,
feel like
that dog.
I don't pay attention too much in the chat, but I know that you guys are like always going insane about like college football. That's like the one
Oh,
thing that I
we
like
beat
keep every now
Texas?
and then.
We beat Texas at home. Thank God. If we lost
It
to
must be
Texas in our own
nice.
stadium, it would have sucked.
It must be nice
Yeah.
to have a team that wins. I don't even want
Oh.
to name my team,
Jacob, I
Go
have my
Dodgers.
hopes up for you.
but Dodgers in baseball, absolutely. All day, every day. World Series champs back to back, baby. We
Yeah,
made
that's the one thing that like was going on like before I left was that the World Series was happening, and it was really funny because I'd watch a couple of the games like if they're playing and I was at work and stuff, but I only watched two, like basically to its entirety. One of them was Game 3, and if you know about if you watched any of that, you know about Game 3. That was like the 18-inning one.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that the one everybody?
that
when
was
I
was
watched
talking
Game
about?
a
7.
long time.
Yeah, I decided to like stay at work, and I think I got off at 5, like right when the game started, and I ended up leaving at like 11:45 at night or something like that. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That was like, yeah, I think it was tied for the longest World Series game since like 2018 or something like that. I don't remember.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Anyways,
wild.
Jacob, what's new with you?
Honestly, it's been just kind of like a crazy week. I feel like a lot has happened in just 1 week. And I might have even talked about it whenever we recorded the previous episode. Last week, some kind of tough stuff happened on my end. We're all good, everything. My childhood pet passed away, so we had to kind of deal with that. But it's okay. I was kind of able to step in and handle a lot of it for my family. I'm sorry to start the podcast on such a bummer note.
That's so sad.
No,
But
okay. Yeah.
last week that was like Monday, so it was like about a week ago by this point. About a week ago. But as soon as I said it, the brain rot just like kicked in. But no, like that was on Monday, and kind of after that it was just a whole lot of like just crazy stuff happening throughout the week. But I was able to finish. I've got all my books ready to go to talk about per usual. I was able to finish Master of Evil, and I've got to say, like, we talk about how Star Wars is like always there for us, and it definitely was last week. Master of Evil is a great book, another amazing Star Wars book by Adam Christopher. I'm gonna make a reel with my full thoughts on the book, but short, too long, didn't read version. It's really good, and if you haven't read it and you're a big fan of Darth Vader and kind of like maybe where he's at after the events of Revenge of the Sith, I'd highly recommend picking this one up. It's really good. It's
That
kind
one
of
wasn't
like
a newer one, right?
Yes,
It is,
this one
yeah.
came out last week, I want to say.
Okay, yeah.
Like
I thought I
last
remembered
Tuesday.
something like that coming out.
But it's really good. If you've read the Legends book Dark Lord, which came out actually ironically around the same time as Revenge of the Sith back in 2005, it's kind of similar to that, but it's much different. But I highly recommend checking this book out. It's great. I also mentioned this last week on the podcast, but my physical copy of the manga that ties into the sequel trilogy came in the mail.
Right, I
Actually,
forgot about
yesterday
that.
it came in a little bit late. But Path of the Lightsaber, can't wait to read it. The art looks fantastic. My plan is maybe to finish it tomorrow. We'll see how my day goes. But in terms of other books I've been reading, really quick, The Acolyte, The Crystal Crown. I've been waiting on this one to read it a bit because the audiobook, I like to listen to the audiobooks for like the young adult stuff just because I can go through it faster typically. And also the production on Star Wars audiobooks is just great,
So
like
good.
across the board.
It's probably the
I
best.
always love them.
Yeah.
And plus, because I like the Acolyte a lot, especially the characters of Yord and Jecki, and want to know more about them, I kind of was like, I want to wait. And whenever we kind of near the end of the year, whenever the audiobook drops, because this dropped back in like June or July, I think it was July, and the audiobook just came out like last month for some reason. So I wanted to wait until it got a little bit colder outside when I was kind of feeling a little nostalgic for the Acolyte.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is going to be my next Star Wars read. So if you've already read this one, be excited to hear my thoughts a little bit later on. But I guess outside of like books and stuff like that, I've been pretty good. Logan, I know that you probably have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to let you get the mic. And what have you been up to?
Oh God. I don't even remember like what I was doing like the last time that I was here. It's literally all just been school that I've been kind of putting all my energy towards. I registered for my classes for spring, and then those are going to be my final. Fingers crossed. final classes for my college career. So I'm graduating next May. And it's been a long time coming. Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
Exciting.
That's
I'm
cool.
really excited for that. There's a class I'm taking that's literally just called like horror, and I was like,
Oh,
don't even
I was gonna say.
sure. Like I think it's like a genre, like film genre class. So I think it's just like horror movies and stuff. So it's a bit more of like an analytical class, but I'm really excited to take that. I'm taking like an archery class because I need to take like
Ooh.
a PE course basically.
Nice.
okay, Hawkeye.
And it's just like dumb stuff that like, you know, it kind of like fills up like your last semester. I originally was taking like a food science class,
Oh,
like 101 about like GMOs and stuff, but I think I ended up switching it for like Asian studies, which I'm like, that's just
that'll
seems
be
like a better
interesting.
use of
Yeah.
my time.
For sure.
But yeah, I've been working a lot. I'm getting ready for the holiday seasons, working retail again. Last year was very hectic,
Oh, I'm
and so
sure.
I'm very excited.
I can
I'm
imagine.
very excited to know how it's gonna go doing
Everyone say a prayer
holiday
for
season
Logan.
with school. Yeah. But thankfully I'm not working Black Friday this year,
Oh,
so that'll
thank
be
God.
good.
That's good.
What else has been going on?
That's at least
in
one
Logan
thing you don't
land?
have to worry about.
Yeah. The thing is, like last year when I worked Black Friday, it was kind of enjoyable because they only had me working like the registers.
Okay.
And so like I didn't have to worry about like going around like my store and just like restocking any items or talking to people. I was literally just like
I
I was
didn't even think
opening on
about
Black
that.
Friday, which you think would be terrible,
Yeah.
but it's like when you have the most stuff and people were in the best mood, I guess. So it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
But what else? Oh yeah, I've been doing a lot in school. I had to DP, no, not DP. Oh my god, first AD on a actual project, and it was my first time doing something like
Break down what
outside
that
of like
means.
school hours, I guess. First AD, like first assistant director. My fault.
Okay.
It's basically the person that like runs the scheduling and like, you know, making sure that everybody's doing what they need to do and making sure it's all on time.
Okay.
So I got to do that back in October. And it feels like it hasn't been that long, but it was
It
literally
really does
October
not.
26th. No, it feels like it's been a long time, but it was October 26th
Okay.
when I did that. So yeah, I'm just waiting for like the edits to get through for those, and then I have like a few more coming up. I think I'm working on like my friends for that same class on Saturday. And yeah, it's just a lot of busy stuff. It's about that time in the semester where everything starts piling on. I saw a TikTok today where it was like school will be like nothing for like a few weeks, and all of a sudden you'll get hit with like this on like a random Thursday, and it was the most like insane, just everything piling up. Yeah, it was literally this video from Ultimate Custom Night. We're just like juggling all this stuff. So that's literally how I
That
felt.
is literally how
but
the
yeah.
barn feels right now too.
Yeah, I don't know what is in the air in November, but why do I look like that? Oh my god. Anyways, Star Wars stuff though.
I think you
I
were
haven't
in the
done much.
middle of the Mandalorian, but you said you might.
Yeah, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah,
You've been busy though.
Yeah.
You have
you have a
I've
good
been
honestly
so
a valid
busy.
excuse.
Yeah, I'm just glad that I'm watching like movies though. Like
That's true.
I've been using my AMC list a bit because for October I didn't really touch it at all. I think the only movie that I saw in theaters was Back to the Future, and I don't even think that really counts because it's like a re-release of a movie. So I didn't see
New
like
movies.
any movies that came out in October. And I've had this sitting in my room for like the better half of like 2 months now.
Ooh.
I want that
But-
set so bad. I'm so jealous.
It's really cool, and
I was gonna say, do you
it
have
wouldn't take
anywhere
me
to
that long to
put
build it. And I have a dedicated space. I literally have all the other helmets,
Mhm.
and I need to put it there. However, though, wait, is it? Let me just confirm the details. Lego.com.
Well, you
Because
look for it.
yes, it is. There's Insiders Weekend. I'm plugging Lego real quick. There's Insiders Weekend. It's probably happening by the time that you're watching this. It's double points. So I'm going to make a terrible financial decision this weekend. And I
Nice.
think you guys know what it is.
Oh,
And I have no idea where it's going to go, but I'm very excited for
Hello.
it. And we'll see how that goes.
Is it a
may
certain
perchance
flat-
be a
flat-
set that contains this
Hey,
little
hey,
guy?
hey. Maybe. All I'm saying is my little I have my little Rogue One display And I think Admiral Radis might be getting a little booted
Great, that's really cool.
real quick. Thank you.
That is
I know it
cool.
has like all in there.
that.
I have Cyril and Dedra. But I don't know. I feel like there might be
That's
another Imperial weapons scientist that might be going there soon. If you know, you know.
That's
but we'll see.
crazy. That you
It might take
have-
me like
Oh, I was
might
just gonna
not
say.
be able to build that. Okay, Jacob, your turn.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead,
I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say. No. I was just gonna say. I think it's cool that like you have like the space, or you're going to try to find the space to put this maybe flat
No.
thing that's supposed to look
Case y'all
spherical.
don't know, Logan's entire
You
room
guys
is
tell
Lego.
me. Yeah, I have no idea
Lego,
where
Lego,
this thing is gonna
and then
go.
Lego.
It is all four walls in my room. I'm gonna put some shelves up there. I have no clue. I literally have Rivendell sitting on my desk. We
That's
will
funny.
see what happens. I literally have I went to Home Depot a couple weeks ago and I got some shelves and I just haven't put any of them up because I haven't had time. And I don't know where 17 pounds of plastic is gonna go. No,
That's a lot.
36.
I was gonna say, I think
Well,
it's more than that.
Anyways.
On a smaller note, you did mention like the helmet, like you showed like the AT-AT driver. That's actually
Yes.
the next thing that I want to do for my collection, because it's been a while since I've bought a Lego Star Wars set anyway. And this is why I texted you the other day, Logan. So I texted Logan because I knew that Logan of all people would know about this. I got an email from Lego being like, "Hey, you've got all these VIP
Oh,
points that you should use like before the end of the year." And I was like, "Logan, like, is this a lot?" And Logan just sent back a message that was
said it's
like,
like 12
"Dude, that's
bucks."
like, it's like $12. It's not a lot."
Yeah. it's like-
Oh no!
But
Right.
I asked because I want to get the helmets and I want to put them like on their own individual shelves, like kind of going along the top of like
that would be cool.
my room. I think it'd be awesome. I have the Captain Rex one above me, but I don't have any of the other ones like you
Oh
have.
my god, Jacob, do you have the? You don't have the TIE Fighter pilot helmet, do you?
I don't. That one's like insanely expensive. No.
Yeah, because I got that
Yeah.
one back in like 2020 when it came out. It was a Target
I can't
exclusive. I think
believe
it only ran for like half of its usual runtime. And I'm looking at it right now, and let's like the cheapest one in the US. It's missing one piece. Built, used is $160.
Oh my god!
Off-brand
Which is
Lego wins
crazy.
again.
Yeah, I think that
Off-brand
might be the
Lego
most
has
that a
been, like,
set
my
of mine
best
is
friend.
appreciated. Yeah, no, I think I remember looking it up and like because I think the only printed parts in that one are like it's the like mouth grill of it, and then the plaque and the like TIE pilot, like the Imperial insignias. And I remember looking it up one time because I was curious, and I think the plaque goes for like $45, and then like the Imperial insignias both go for like $50 for like one of them.
Oh my god!
I
That's
have no idea
insane.
why. I feel like that set because I think it was like one of like it was in the first wave of helmets.
Yeah, I remember
But
seeing
I think it was
them
just because it was like a
everywhere.
Target exclusive was like it's why it's so expensive. I never even like looked it up. That's crazy. It's just sitting on my desk collecting dust. Anyways, locking my doors because I know that everybody on Twitter loves talking about my stuff. But
Yeah, they're gonna rob you, man. You gotta watch out.
they're gonna rob me, dude. I got ops for sure. I got ops for sure. Yeah.
Well, on a happier note, outside of Lego robbery, today, or I think this month, marks 6 years since Jedi Fallen Order was released. And that's crazy to think
Yup.
about. Like, we always say it's crazy because it just, with Star Wars stuff, it feels like yesterday. Like, if you were there when something released, you remember it. Especially if it's something that, like, you really enjoy, like I know all of us do. I remember I got Jedi Fallen Order for Christmas that year, back in like 2019. And I remember my Xbox, I had like one of like the big chunky Xbox Ones at the time,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the giant black ones,
Yeah.
with like the disc tray.
That's what
And I
had.
remember like the disc tray would not take my discs
No.
sometimes. So I got it on Christmas. I was so excited to play it, and I put the disc in. It couldn't read it. It kept spitting it back out, and I was like, "Well, man, now I need a new Xbox." And I think my grandma overheard me say it, and I remember I was driving back because a friend was in town, but they were in like the city next to mine, so I drove like 2 hours to go hang out with them for like the whole day. And as I'm driving back, my mom calls me, and she's like, "You need to call your grandma and say thank you." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, she had enough Best Buy points to get you a new Xbox Series S because she knew it was
That is
broken.
so sweet.
Wow.
My grandmother is the
Your
goat.
grandma's
She's the
insane.
She sounds
Yeah.
like
Dude,
she
she's-
is.
She's the is it the same Mandalorian?
she's amazing. She's the same Mandalorian grandma, yeah. So thanks to her, again, I have that connection with Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh.
So
I have
shout
a
out
similar-
grandma.
Similar story, not with Fallen Order, but for Survivor, because I remember it wasn't going to be playable on Xbox One, and I still had the Xbox One, and I was complaining about it. So my grandparents got me an Xbox Series X so that I could play Survivor when it came out.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. I
Wow.
remember, God, it was 2018, right? I think I was a junior in high school.
Such a baby.
Old. Anyways. Yeah, and I have such vivid memories associated with this game. I think I remember specifically it being Thanksgiving break, and I was playing it in the dark, like literally right over there in my room. And I remember making my lightsaber, and I was just sitting there for like 45 minutes, just like customizing it.
Dude.
And I remember I used like Eno Cordova's emitter, and with like there's like this like one, because back then, like not because in like Jedi Survivor you have all of the different crazy options where it's almost like
Yeah.
too much customization options
Yeah.
for the lightsabers.
Yeah.
Back then it was literally just the materials.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like this one, it was like a pale yellow. I don't know if you guys like remember
Oh,
that one.
Yes, I
It was
know
like it was like
exactly
a
what you're
brushed
talking
gold
about.
looking one.
Mhm.
I used that one. It was like Eno Cordova's emitter. And then like I think like I don't remember. There's like one with like little spiky ribs for like the grip and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And I don't know. I just remember sitting in my room and it was like raining outside and just feeling so calm. Because that's the thing about Jedi Fallen Order, I think, compared to Survivor, is that the vibes feel so much calmer. I don't know
Oh,
if you
yeah.
guys feel the same way.
I kind of feel.
I feel like it's just a lot more tranquil. Really? You got stressed out? Is it Zepho?
It is Zepho. I have
Get
beef
good,
with Zepho.
dude. Nah.
Plus,
No.
Zepho
when I
does.
played
I think you just need to
Survivor,
get better at the game.
I spent way more time on Survivor just kind of exploring than I did when I
Mhm.
played Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think with Fallen Order, no, because with Survivor, it's the fact that there's actual NPCs there. That's not just the Empire.
True. I guess
Um,
Fallen Order, you are more
and-
alone.
Yeah, and that's what I think. What I like about it a bit more is a bit more isolated. With Survivor, I feel like everywhere I turn, there's like a bedlam. At least on whatever that planet was, I keep forgetting it.
Kobo.
What's it called? Kobo. Yeah, on Kobo, there's just like bedlam raiders
they
everywhere.
are everywhere.
And it's always the ones with, like the giant hammers,
yes.
and I get so stressed out. But on like on Jedi Fallen Order, you could just go to Zepho, and like I remember just climbing the ice wall and stuff, and not Zepho, Ilum, and climbing that ice wall like
yes.
right outside like the Jedi Temple, and I don't know. I love Fallen Order. I think I talk about it a lot. I prefer the vibes of Fallen Order to Survivor, even though I think that Survivor has a better gameplay and
Customization.
I don't know. It's weird. I like how
Yeah.
small it is. Yeah. I feel like
I remember, if I may kind of jump in, I remember hearing that you could get the double-bladed lightsaber early on Dathomir if you like went all the way up to the tower.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
I think
I'm
I
gonna
did
do it.
that.
And it was insanely difficult. I don't recommend anybody do it. You will get it in
That's
the
the-
story, I
yeah.
promise. But
I
like,
tried
Dathomir
to do
does
that.
suck.
and
That was
the one thing
crazy.
It
that's the
was
one
making
thing
me
I always
mad,
avoid.
so I gave up.
I think it's Dathomir in general,
Yeah.
and then the tree,
Yep.
not the tree of life. What's it?
Kashyyyk.
On Kashyyyk. Yeah, like that. Like when you're in like the dark
Yeah.
part of
That
that.
one's hard.
That part also stresses me out. But
Mhm.
sometimes I literally just go in Bogano and
Pagano's
run
my
around and kill some
favorite.
stormtroopers.
My favorite place
Yeah.
on that game.
I love Fallen Order so much. I remember the primal fear of like hearing the Second Sisters like musical
Yes.
motif the first time with like the strings. It's so good. I can't. I need Jedi 3 to come like immediately. I miss Cal Kestis.
Well,
Oh, Cal Kestis.
kind of jumping from Jedi Fallen Order into different things, I do want to mention really quick in terms of like Star Wars news that all 5 issues of the Bad Batch comic have been released in a new trade paperback. So if you haven't read Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, you can do that now. So for any Bad Batch fans out there, you missed the series, you want to see more from them, not only do you have Sanctuary, you also have this as well. So if you haven't read that, you definitely can. But
did I see some concept art for clones? Was that from the same comic? I feel like, did you guys see that?
I think
It's like Phase 1 Clone Troopers.
Possibly. I will put
Maybe. I think one of them was named
graphic.
Rice. So I was like, okay, cool. That's me right there. But yeah, like I think it was cool seeing some Phase 1 Clone Troopers for sure.
Got you. Okay, so
Said, "That's
in
me
other
right
news,
there."
in other news, Star Wars Rebels. We got a lot of interesting news about Star Wars Rebels, and that's the title of this podcast. We're probably going to spend the majority of this episode talking about it. And then if we have time, we have a fun game that we'll play. If not, we'll play it in next week's episode. But a few interesting things did come out about Star Wars Rebels, with executive producer Henry Gilroy saying that Rebels had half of the budget of the Clone Wars, which I think a lot of people already knew, that Disney kind of like cut corners a little bit and gave them a lower budget, kind of going into the new animated series. And I also feel like it's kind of obvious, like you can tell. Not saying that Rebels' art style is bad by any means, but I certainly think that as time went on, it definitely improved with like later seasons. But the more interesting news came from something else that Henry Gilroy said, that I'm going to read the direct quote and everything now. He said, the generalization, like the general thing says, Sabine was never meant to be a Jedi during the making of Star Wars Rebels, says executive producer Henry Gilroy. Quote, it was absolutely not the plan. We really felt not only did it step on Ezra's story, but it was a retread. Like, we already did this. The idea of Sabine training as a Jedi when she is already this fantastic warrior of her own type, we felt like this is overkill. And after reading that, if you've seen the Ahsoka series, you know that a big chunk of that series is Sabine training as a Jedi with Ahsoka. It makes it very clear from the get-go that she is Force sensitive. And I thought that this would be an interesting thing for all of us to talk about today, because it's by far the biggest Star Wars news that's dropped this week.
Yeah.
And also, just I know that all three of us are big fans of Star Wars Rebels. You know, had it not been for the Bad Batch, it would be my favorite Star Wars animated series. So I guess, Hannah, you seem to have a lot of thoughts on this, and I would love to know what you think about this first.
Well, as I briefly told y'all before we started recording, I literally said this when the series came out. I didn't dwell on it because I don't like to dwell on things that I don't like. But if anybody remembers anything that I said when I was actively watching the Ahsoka series, this was one of the things that I just couldn't quite feel comfortable with. And I know there are people out there who really enjoy Jedi Sabine. But to me, from the get-go, it never felt right. And it was for all of the reasons that Henry Gilroy just said. So I think there's really nothing I could add, because that's all the same things that I felt.
Yeah.
Logan, what do you think?
Okay, so I am kind of on the opposite boat.
Oh.
I think that in its execution, it could have been done better. I don't mind Sabine being a Jedi, and here's why. I don't think she should have been a Jedi in Rebels. I understand like that was not being the plan there. I don't mind her being like training to be a Jedi in Ahsoka because we already have Ezra. He's already been a Jedi at this point.
Yeah.
Now let's see, let's allow the space to be made for Sabine to undergo that training. When it comes to like stepping on toes, like it's literally that. And I had more thoughts, and my mind is literally just going blank. I feel like Sabine is like, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because they're saying that it's like kind of like retreading it. I kind of disagree with that because I've never seen, at least off the top of my head, I don't know of any other characters that are so good in one aspect of it and totally underprepared in another aspect of like in terms of like fighting and skill set and everything like that. And I always thought it was pretty interesting because Sabine, unless you're talking like maybe Din Djarin with like the Darksaber, that's the only correlation that I could possibly make for that. But it's totally different when it is like the Force, because we know that Sabine is such a headstrong character, having to have her center herself and learn the Jedi ways. I thought was always an interesting arc for her. But I don't think it should have happened in Rebels, and I'm glad that it didn't. I do think that basically going halfway through her training in Ahsoka, where it's like we missed the entire first part of it where she was training with Ahsoka and then she just quit. I don't think that that's what it should have been. I would have liked there to be something, maybe like a comic here and there or like a short story or something like that, where we would have like give it to us in like Forces of Destiny. Imagine it. Okay. Oh yeah. Imagine if like when Forces of Destiny was coming out, we actually got to see after Rebels, Ahsoka training Sabine, 3 episodes of that even, right? And then imagine if we would have started Ahsoka and Sabine's like, oh, I quit doing that. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, we know that she's had that training. Because I think what it was is that it was such a different, it was such a jarring shift for people to see this like relationship between the two characters, because they didn't really interact at all in the show, in Rebels at least.
Yeah.
No.
So I wish that we would have had a bit more of that, but I'm in the boat because like I don't remember the rest of the quote, but yeah, I think that like she definitely has the opportunity for that, and I think that it's like something new for the character, and just it's something that we haven't really seen so far. So
yeah,
me personally, I don't mind Jedi Sabine.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't hate it. I don't know how I feel about it. Like
I will be honest and say
it. But I don't hate
it.
It feels weird. I'll say that.
It definitely was a surprise when Ahsoka aired, and I kind of realized, because like they don't hide it, they kind of go immediately like, hey, this is kind of what we're doing with the show and with these characters, especially Sabine. I mean, one of the first shots of the series is her on the bike,
Yeah.
And she's a very prominent part of that show. I'll be honest though, as surprised as I was, 2 things have happened. One was kind of instantaneous and the other one's kind of grown on me. I'll say the second thing first. It's grown on me. Having watched the series numerous times, I kind of like where that series was going. I'm excited for season 2 of the show. It's one of my favorite Star Wars live action shows. I really enjoyed it a lot. Logan, I know you do as well. We talked about it so many times after the show came out and then since the series aired. I know that much. And I think that concept has grown on me since. And I kind of agree with what, Logan, you said too about that's not where her character is at in Rebels, but post-Rebels in this series, I think it works better being a focus in like this show, because it's an idea that maybe Dave Filoni or someone else had that they were able to take and put into their own show a little bit later on post-Rebels, where they kind of had the control to do so. I also think, though, that as surprising as this direction kind of was for the character of Sabine, it was never out of the realm of possibility for me. As is with like a lot of other Star Wars characters. Like if you were to look at me right now and say Han Solo is Force sensitive, I would be like, okay, like I totally buy it. Like sure, why not? And so it was easy for me to kind of accept and move on from. I wasn't really taken aback by it in like a giant way. I was just kind of like, oh, this is the direction that they're going. And with kind of how it went on with like the episodes that continued as the season progressed, I think they handled it pretty well. And I like a lot of the stuff of, you know, Ahsoka training Sabine in the series. That's honestly maybe some of my favorite moments in the show. Logan.
Yeah. We did have, if you remember, I think it was like Trials of the Darksaber was like the name of the episode of Rebels. Where Sabine is literally training with the Darksaber with Kanan and stuff. And
that's very true.
That was like this, that was the seeds right there of like, Kanan was literally saying that like the Force flows through all living things. And like, that means that it does reside in Sabine. It's just about her unlocking it, because that was the whole thing in that episode, but also her entire journey in Ahsoka was her opening herself up to the Force itself, because it was just blocked within her. So I always feel like it was like the seeds were there, and it just needed its own time to grow. I'm glad that it didn't happen in Rebels, because then that would have been too much. But again, like I just think that Ahsoka is the right time to do that story if you're going to do it that way. And I think that they've been doing it okay. It's just, again, it's just a little weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it doesn't feel quite right.
Right. Well, this is
And
also...
maybe it is just,
Wait, can I interrupt really quick? Really quick. I'm so sorry. I have to say this because as we're recording the podcast, so on my home screen on my phone, I have a thing that gives me like a positive affirmation that changes like as the day goes on. Right now, as we are recording the pod, I cannot make this up. My affirmation on my home screen, if you can see, I have unlimited power.
Oh my God. That is perfect.
That is kind of funny.
So my phone's telling me I palpitate. I'm sorry, I had to say it because I looked down and saw it.
That's great. That's great.
Hannah, go ahead. What were you going to say about Sabine?
I was going to say, I think it feels weird because I think what the Trials of the Darksaber arc and Rebels proved was that, like, and Kanan's not the only one that has said that, you know, the Force flows through all living things. Yes, it does. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody can utilize it in the way that Jedi do. And I felt like that was kind of a big point of that arc, was that Sabine can't do all the things that Ezra can with it. So it was interesting that just makes it interesting to me that she would want to go down that path later. Not saying it's a bad choice, but it makes it interesting. Like, what made her want to do that? Like, was it, like, I wonder how much Ezra being gone played a part into it, if she kind of felt like that was a way to feel closer to him. That was another point I was going to make.
That's interesting, actually. I didn't even think about that.
That has been my only thought about it since it first aired.
You had a really good counter argument that I was actually kind of like, wow, like I kind of agree. But you saying that kind of repairs a lot of like maybe like the instant shock that I had back in like 2023.
Yeah.
In a way. Like that, I never thought about it like that. That's interesting.
It's been a while since I've rewatched Ahsoka, and I have plans to rewatch it soon. So maybe when I watch it again, I will feel a little bit differently about it. But initially, that's kind of how I feel about it. So I also wonder if they're even gonna fully flesh out Force powers with her, or if it would just kind of come in spurts when she needs it, like it did in the Ahsoka show. Like, I wonder if I just don't know how they're gonna handle it, because I feel like that was such a big point that was made.
Was like her using the Force for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
I have a feeling it'll probably be like she'll be very bare bones with it. Like, I feel like they're not going to make her like Luke Skywalker or like anything like that. I feel like she'll definitely be on like the more not tactical side of it.
But kind of,
like you get me. It's like she'll probably just use.
She's got to be tactical.
Yeah, I think she's a Mandalorian first and foremost. I think that's going to be her character. Mandalorian first, Jedi second. I think, because I don't see Sabine like giving up. Like, I cannot imagine Sabine wearing like Jedi robes, you know, or like anything close to that. I think she's always going to have her Mandalorian armor. She's always going to like use that, because that's her culture, her Jedi is just a subset of that.
And I also think Ahsoka being the one to train her in that sense is kind of perfect, because we know Ahsoka herself,
Mhm.
has stepped away from the Jedi Order. She doesn't really see herself as a Jedi within their core values and whatever anymore. But she's still in her soul follows what a Jedi is meant to be, and she still follows the light, obviously. So
Mhm.
I think she has a more unique perspective on training than like Kanan would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too that like, to agree with like everybody, I do think as we get to season 2, I do think this will kind of become a bit more clear to kind of discuss, because we'll have
Yeah.
2 seasons knowing like what they're doing,
Right.
you know? But 2, and I hope that me saying this isn't going to get too off topic, but about the idea of like, post Order 66 Jedi. And I know Ahsoka's technically not a Jedi, but like when you look at like Jedi like Kanan and Ezra and Sabine, even Rey, even Luke Skywalker, and everybody else, it's like Cal Kestis even as well. I can't forget him. Man, everybody has their minifigures. I don't have mine near me right now.
I keep them with me.
I just
Did you
have
ever
my
get one?
books.
Did,
What?
did Jacob ever get a Star Destroyer? Did you ever get the Cal Kestis?
No, unfortunately,
Dang.
I'm a little bit too broke at the moment to get the Star Destroyer,
Yeah.
but maybe one day. But I do like the idea of like very unconventional, less traditional Jedi kind of moving forward, and they're kind of taking the ideas of like the Jedi of the past. I feel like Rey does that really well in the sequel trilogy, to where it's kind of like you're taking stuff from the past, but you're also recognizing some of the faults of like the previous Jedi Order from like decades ago,
Hooked.
and
Yeah.
even those that kind of like came from it. So
Qui-Gon
I'm
was
very
the
interested to see. Real, he was
Qui-Gon was
based.
what?
He knew it was up.
Blueprint.
Oh,
The blueprint.
yeah. Sorry, you
But
lagged for me when you said that.
Sorry.
no, but I'm kind of excited to see. I think that Sabine and kind of like where they go with her and Ezra, I think could make for a very interesting story and kind of plant the seeds almost for some really interesting stuff for the new Jedi Order kind of moving forward into like the post Rise of Skywalker galaxy.
Yeah. Could I also add?
Yeah, I just need her to kiss Shin Hati. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Real
Please.
based.
That's all I need to happen in season 2.
As weird as it is for us, for Sabine following a Jedi path, it is so Ezra to just be totally like, yeah, that's so awesome and cool. Like, that's just.
He was
That's-
really chill with it, I
Yeah.
think, and I love that about
And
it.
that's how it.
I can't wait
that's
for
how it
Ahsoka
would
season
be.
2. Yeah, I need to see the
There's-
ghost more. That's like my
Please.
thing. I feel like we did
Give
not
us
see the
the
ghost
ghost.
enough in Ahsoka season
I
1.
agree, but I
I
have a
think-
feeling that we'll see more.
I do too. I think that it might be kind of like a safe haven in season 2, kind of if they find their way off of Peridia, like if the New Republic can get there, because I think they can now that they've got Ezra. But I guess we'll kind of have to wait and see. But I do think that moving forward, it'll be a little bit easier to kind of dissect the idea of like, okay, now Sabine is kind of leaning into this Force stuff that we didn't really see in Rebels, but now this is kind of her time to do that and kind of her
Right.
avenue of doing that narratively. So I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But I know that a lot of people have very strong feelings about this one way or the other. Personally, I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm leaning more towards like I'm okay with it. But it has sparked a lot of interesting conversation, I feel like. So yeah, I think that kind of does it for
Shout out Sabine.
Sabine, unless you guys have anything else to add.
That's
Thank you,
my
Anna.
chopper noise.
Yep.
Surprisingly, pretty good.
That was pretty good, actually. That was kind of
That
impressive.
was good. That was
Don't lie to
impressive.
me. I have this one video on my phone, and I send it whenever I need to do like a mischievous laugh, and it's him doing his little laugh after he's done something. Gosh, I need to find it now
Wow.
so I can play it in my mic. Hold
Do you want
on.
to see my Star Wars reaction video that I use?
I would
Let's see,
love
where is
to.
it? Yes, here it is. Hang on.
I hope the
Bit of
audio
anything.
doesn't like spike too bad.
Oh god. You'll edit this for time.
I will.
I love it. Wait, I gotta
Yeah,
play
I
my
love
chopper.
that.
No, Logan.
Let me.
I haven't used
Logan,
it a
that's
lot.
crazy.
I haven't used it a lot, but I do love using it.
I can hear him.
I love Chopper.
I don't know if I have one.
Have you seen those videos where they translate what Chopper's saying?
Yes, they're my favorite videos.
I love it. It's always the episode where he gets like his new like strut on his
because
leg or whatever.
it does sound like he's
Yeah, they,
talking.
like-
So when you add subtitles, you're like, that is
Well, yeah, 'cause he
exactly what
is.
he's saying.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's
I also
funny.
have this reaction video. Oh, hold on, it's loading from my iCloud.
You are what? You're difficult. Really difficult.
You-
You're a difficult man.
You are.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's this don't leave this in, editor, whoever's doing this, don't leave this in because it's an embarrassing
Yeah.
story.
Jacob.
That's you, Jacob.
I can't make
I had
any
this, like,
promises,
really, like-
Logan.
No, don't. There's a TikTok I made back in like 2020 or 2021, I forget. But I had like a friend who cosplayed Ray at the time, and I remember it was that scene because she did that, and I was like, it'd be fun to do this as Poe Dameron. So I did like a little Poe cosplay back then, but it was really bad because like I can't listen to that scene anymore because the amount of takes I did of that clip are like burned into my head. So now I just like,
See,
as funny as that scene is,
I used that
I get
clip.
flashbacks to like 5 years ago.
I used that clip like for probably a year straight to my best
Mhm.
girlfriend whenever he would annoy me. I would just like
Yeah.
stop the argument and
No,
I
it
would
works.
send him that you're a really difficult man.
Yeah. All right. Re-edit.
Okay,
We're back.
we are back. All right. So
Whoa.
Sorry, I got a
What was that?
text.
that was from me.
Jeez.
I sent a text to
Yeah.
the
It
entire
was from
group.
you.
So we've talked about Sabine, we've talked about everything, and I just want to say, Logan, it's great having you back on the podcast again to talk about Star Wars. It's been
I'm glad
too
to be
long since we've all
Yeah.
discussed Star Wars on the
here.
podcast.
We've all just Hunter's just gone. Yeah.
he
We've all
decided
been there.
it's been a while since we've all been together. I feel like
It
it's been a
has,
few
All been
episodes.
there. It was literally just it was my last time here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So Hannah, where can you find us on social media?
You can find us at Just Crait Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And of course, you're probably watching us on YouTube and or Spotify.
I don't know where this thing's
because
gonna go.
Spotify does, in fact, show video now. Shout out to them for the
They do.
awesome update. Because then you can
I'm glad we got that
listen, you
working
can have
out.
it in your pocket. If something funny happens and you want to see what we're doing, you can just open your phone and watch.
If you're driving in your car on the road. Yeah.
Don't watch.
Don't
and
do that.
drive.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't listen to Logan.
Well, Logan, again, it was great
Kicking
having
me
you
off
on
the
for
next
another
episode.
episode of the pod. Hannah,
Yeah.
thank you for letting everybody know where they can find us. As always, dap us up through the force. May the force be with you. And until the next episode, we'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Bye.